We are standing next to the booth of the fab folk artist Shari Schreiber. You might not know, Shari's been interviewing all these wonderful artists all over our county. You might not know that she herself is a wonderful artist. She does these handcrafted crochet items. And yeah, can I take the mic? I'll interview you.
Oh my!
Oh, I wasn't supposed to use the I word, the interview.
It's okay.
I'm going to chat with Shari.
Chat with me.
Chat with Shari. And so, why don't you show us around a little bit? And
let me tell you about a few things I do. One of my favorite things is I call this life in outer vase. Life in outer vase. And about 2 months before Robin Williams died, I happened to put these flowers into it, and these flowers happen to be from the actual film. They were part of the staging of What Dreams May Come. And we all know what that, I mean, those who saw the movie know that the movie was about suicide. So it just gives me chills to think that I was fortunate enough to have some experience and some connection with that, brilliant man that we lost. And then this is, I like to do needle felting, and this is needle felting, and this happens to be a path near where I live and where I walk, and it it started out from a photograph that was pretty plain and black and white, but then it you say, things come to life.
Color,
It just comes to life, and I felt like I was living inside there while I was doing it.
Beautiful. And you needle felt these journals?
Yes, I do. I make needle felted journals, and needle felting is done with raw fiber that's been cleaned and dyed, and so I use a needle that has barbs on it, and it grabs the fiber and it bonds it together. And then I always try to have a jewel or something in my work, and this is Angelina fiber to give it some sparkle. I love sparkles.
Yeah.
And then I like to just play, and my friend was throwing away some wine glasses, and I said, "No, don't throw them away."
That's so great. I love those. So cool.
And my crochet items over here, like my hobo bags and my water bottle holders, those I'm donating half to the victims, half the profits. And now these are, so far as I know, unique to me because I use Tyvek paper, which is used in construction. It's used on drywall, and it holds the material in place, but it doesn't tear. It will melt, but it doesn't tear. So I paint it, and then I cut shapes, and it melts, but it doesn't necessarily melt the way the way it's formed. So I do my best to use, the shapes I want to use in a piece, and then I use heat and I melt it. Well, it blisters on the reverse side. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is blistered, and this blistered on the other side and happened to have some color. So this is a rich life.
Very rich.
And a lot of times before I like 3D very much, and if you notice, I have some of the richness in the pearls behind the flower with the heart.
Super.
And so a lot of people might look at that and say, oh, that's just, whatever they might say, but there's a lot of symbolism in everything I do. This is called a full life, and this has components of a full life. And this is not done with Tyvek paper. I experimented with some other things, and this is bliss, but it can be anything you want it to be.
Yeah.
So
very great.
And then I have some
yeah, well, some of what you do is very utilitarian. Like these are great. These she calls them hobo bags, right?
Yeah, and then these are needle felted purses that I do because I can use some of my, some of the feeling that I have to, and I do like a lot of swirling things because it reminds me of the universe. It reminds me of life. It reminds me of so many things.
And these are great over here. She's got these water
my water bottle holders.
Very utilitarian. I mean, so many of us carry around a water bottle, but now you can put it right on your shoulder.
Well,
isn't that great? And also, tell them about your lap shawl.
Oh, yes. I like to repurpose things, so I took and this is one of I sold one yesterday, but these are lap shawls, and what I was doing is I unraveled old sweaters and then I make new things out of it. So this is crocheted, so half of the profit from this goes toward the victims if anybody wants a lap shawl. And the other things, I mean, there's, I wish I could stand and have my mind in one place, but these are they're all the same shapes, turned in different directions. They're all painted differently. They're all individually painted, but this is Earth, Wind, and Fire, or as originally called, this is Central Park. This is trees, and this is wind. Somebody else named them for me yesterday. So, and then a lot of times I will paint something and then have a poem to go with it. Well, somebody wanted my poem yesterday, so for this one. But this one, for instance, with this is called Before the Winter. In brightness the tree beckons the winter. Weather swirls and change. Fall flowers bloom as limbs grow leafless. Autumn comes before the winter. And I always try to put some 3-dimension or a jewel in it. There's my little wishing star. And this happens to be a shell from one of my mother's brooches. And since my mother has passed, it's very, very meaningful to have something of hers in my artwork. And
it's great how you incorporate so many different elements into your work, and I've always appreciated that you champion artists in our county so much through this show and through the work that you've done with the Artists Association. So I think it's fabulous for everyone to get to see some of your art.
Well, thank you, Lori.
Yes, thank you.
Now you can have my job. Forever.
I have too many jobs. I have too many jobs now, but I think it's fabulous what you do. We have so many talented artists, and you being one of them in Amador County.
Thank you so much.
It's great. Yeah.
Thank you for helping me wrap up this show. My lovely Lori.
My pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. Thank you.